Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Soulful Eclectic. I am your host, Dr. Diana Collins, and I want to welcome you to today's episode. If this is the first time of you joining us, well, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us in the conversation. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. And if you are coming back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And thank you for coming back. Y'all, I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you to my WUBI listeners and family. I appreciate all of you. And if you have not downloaded the app on your Roku TV, please download WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. We are an international TV and radio station, and we are doing some amazing things. So if we have any of you creatives who are out there, musicians, filmmakers, comedians, any type of DJ and artist, please reach out to us at wubi.live and contact us, and we will definitely see what we can do to get your content out there, even if it's a webinar, workshop, or any kind of educational information. We appreciate all and creatives, and yes, you are welcome to join us and just reach out to us and we'll get back to you. Thank you to all my sponsors. We have Divine Nubian Essentials. I know you guys have tried it. If you haven't, again, I don't know what in the world you are waiting for. Yes, that's my beautiful daughter and her crown and my goddaughter. But I have all kinds of people who use our product. It's a safe product for diaper to diaper. So for your very young to your very old, the product is very user-friendly for anyone who has skin. And for education, we have Collins Education Resource Management as well. Collins Education Resource Management is a resource education site that is built for those who are looking to expand on their education in healthcare. They're tutors. We go out into the community and give lectures on health, wellness, and maintaining yourself and advocacy, especially for those of us in the Black and Brown community who are experiencing healthcare inequities. So today, we are so blessed to have our guest. Oh my gosh. And, this person I have met. Hi, I know. I just like threw you in here. I was like, I'm just gonna throw her in. What the hell? Like, I want to say we're used to the insanity of our conversations and where it goes. So you just throw it in and just go in there. But I was saying that our guest today is none other than the beautiful Zora Thomas, also known as Indigo Sky Bird. I love, and indigo is like one of my favorite colors, my daughter's favorite color. Along with purple. Purple is like my
yes. Purple, indigo, and silver are my favorite.
Yes.
And white, silver,
yes.
indigo.
Yes, see, I knew. We just
favorites.
Yes, I just had to stop getting my nails done in silver for a moment, and I just did the blue today.
Yes, man.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put the silver away for just a moment, and we're gonna do something different. So this is what we're doing. But man, what I honestly, and I'm gonna share this with everyone. I started following you on TikTok. I know it's really weird. I did, and it's just because I loved your social content. Being in the LGBTQ community, that's just where my heart is.
I deeply appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah.
Trying.
And it's since I got on TikTok. I'm gonna say I'm a late TikTok person. I got on probably in 2020. Right?
Me too.
Yeah, right. So it's probably around the same time where people were saying, you're in the entertainment industry. You need to be on TikTok. I'm like, I don't need another app. I don't need to. I was like, I'm just enough with Facebook and Instagram. I just and I'm not the tech savvy person. So I finally got on TikTok and I came across your content and I was like, I need to have her on my podcast. What the hell? And I know you probably saw your inbox. I'm like, I'm serious. I'm not an insane person. I just want to talk to you for real. And then it was just really wild. I did the Estrogen Hour comedy.
Yes.
And I kept looking I was like, I know her. Where do I know her? I know her.
And
And
your
then
set was so fire too. I
thank
loved
you.
your set. Every time I wish you'd come back to comedy.
I know. I just have. Dan said the same thing. He's like, you need to go back to. I was like, I'm going to go back. I did it one other time since then, but yeah. So I haven't been back yet.
Mhm.
But thank you. I appreciate that because I was nervous as hell. I really was. I had no idea what the hell everything that I had written down to go through went
I
out
loved
the
it.
window. And I told my daughter, I was like, it's something about that stage that makes you want to say fuck all the damn time. What
It's
is
my
it?
favorite word.
I was like, what is wrong with me?
It's
She's
my
like, "Mom,
favorite word.
she's
Fuck and
like,
bitch. They're my favorite. They just feel holy to me. You know, they just bring everything together for me.
thank you. It's like solidifies you like
Right. It puts it
fuck.
together.
Yes. So because she's like, Mom, I've never heard you swear so much. I said, it's something about that
I'm like,
stage.
mm.
I said, it's something about that stage.
It's a
But
mantra that I say, it's like, what the fuck?
yes,
Fuck.
that's constantly in my head. So,
Mm.
it is what it is. But then we talked after I saw you outside, and I was like, oh my God, I know you. I was like, I felt like we were already like kindred,
Already.
like we connected, and
Mhm.
even for that brief moment, and then catching up with you later after that. And and after that, I was like in your inbox, like, hey, could you answer
I
me?
couldn't wait to do this show. I was so excited to do this show.
Oh my gosh. So I so appreciate you. And, like I said, I appreciate what you have going on and what you're putting out there, and the message that you're spreading about transgender health, especially with these fucked up conservatives that are
Mhm.
out there who are just reversing everything that we've made progress with.
Right.
It pisses me off. And I really try to stay away from talking about politics because it really gets my blood pressure up, and I try not to impact my health like that. I'm very much an empath,
Right.
and I don't watch the news for that because I just soak it all in, and I'm sitting there in tears. I'm like, why are we like this? So I really do stay away from that stuff only to protect myself. And it's not because I don't care, I don't want to know. Is the point is I care too much. I care too much, and I take all that with me, and then I go into depression and hibernate, and then I don't. It's a tailspin.
Right.
It's a tailspin. It's a tailspin. So, yes. So enough about how we met. How I met my sister, right? Enough about how we met. Tell us a little bit about you. I mean, I already know because we vibe, but let's share with the tribe who you are.
So I was born as Isaiah
Oh,
Aaron Thomas, um, from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And I joined the Air Force in 2012 after Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
yeah.
Um, because I I wanted to do something. You know, I was 21, 22, and I wanted to do something. And I wanted my life to mean something to somebody else.
Mhm.
It had to mean something to somebody else. And I'm third generation Air Force. And I joined in 2012 because of Barack Obama repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And then I came out as transgender in 2016. And when I joined the Air Force, I was in aircraft maintenance. I used to fix planes, AC 130 whiskey gunships. And I
Whew.
was in special operations. I was an avionics troop. And I got to see a lot of things. I got to travel the world,
Mhm.
to Canada, to um, Azores, to Rota, Spain,
Yeah.
to Italy, to Greece. And I got to travel the country a lot. And I really, really appreciated that. And then in 2016, um, former President Donald Trump gets in office and he fires a tweet that just sets me ablaze.
Mm.
And the tweet was about transgender service members not being able to serve, and it pissed me off. And I said, okay. And I ruminated on this for a while.
Mhm.
and dealing with trauma and things like that, I sat on this for a while.
Hmm.
And I had a first sergeant. He's in charge of they're in charge of the morale in the unit. You
Right.
know, and I had a senior master sergeant. His name was Joey Hall, and he said, "Let me send you something. I want to show you something." And he had sent me the transgender guidance, and it set me on fire. And I said, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to transition now." I said, because if he's going to put me out,
Right.
he's going to make sure that it says honorably discharged for being transgender. And because I couldn't protest in uniform.
Right.
And that was during Black Lives Matter. And Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice,
Mhm.
um, I believe his name was Tony Dodd. There was and there's always an increase of violence to Black and brown transgender women,
Yeah.
two-spirit women, two-spirit people in general, the unbinary, the non-binary. And it was disproportionately affecting people of color. And
Yeah.
I said, well, I have it. I'm in the uniform. I can be a Trojan horse.
Hmm.
I'll do it. So in direct, I only thank Donald Trump for that.
Hmm.
For pissing me off so much for being so transphobic, so racist, so
Yes.
white supremacist. All right, let's do it. And I will only thank Obama for that because we're going to get there. I love controlled opposition. We're going to
Yes.
get there too. I will only thank them for that. Don't ask, don't tell. And then on the other end, Donald Trump pissing me off so much. So I came out. I came out in 2016, and I did not know where that was going to lead me almost 7 years ago. I did not know that
Hmm.
because I had a therapist there. And her name was Major Ebony Bryant. She was first generation Haitian,
Ooh.
you know, and she had married um, a person labeled as white. And because there's a difference, we'll get there later too. And she said, I need to see you for other things because I think there's something else going on here. And
Hmm.
there was a lot going on there. And she discovered that I had something called dissociative identity disorder. It's
Hmm.
formerly known as multiple personality disorder.
Hmm.
And severe trauma. I mean severe trauma. And she said, I want to see you for other things besides this, because you have to be diagnosed in the Air Force with gender dysphoria. And
Yeah.
I think that's a cover up
That is.
because
It really is.
that
It annoys
that's
me to no end that you want to give me a mental health diagnosis.
right. There's
To
not a mental problem here.
No, it's not a mental problem. It's not a mental problem. And I think that was my biggest problem I had with
Mhm.
it in healthcare. I mean, I'm a nurse practitioner by profession on my 9 to 5.
Right.
And so it used to just really piss. Why do they need a letter from their psychiatrist giving them a diagnosis of this before you listen to the
Here's the
individual?
worst part about this is that when I began my transition, because I believe it's three. I believe something called a fivefold, but I believe in three processes to do this, to unite.
Mhm.
I believe for any kind of first of all, the whole gender binary is just stupid. Okay, it's masculine and feminine. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That is it. But when you have a colonial mindset that's
Mhm.
based on male domination, misogynoir, um, oppression of ethnic groups, to suppressing, condensing ethnic groups into a race because they can't explain ethnicity. They can't
Mhm.
explain diversity. They can't explain intersectionality. So then you have doctors here who are trying to use Eurocentric, and
Mhm.
I mean Eurocentric as a whole, not as an ethnic group,
Right.
because all of Europe is not European. You see
Nope.
what I'm saying? All of Europe is not European. They're Romani. They're. You know what I mean? There's Ashkenazi. There are thousands of ethnic groups all around. It's
Mhm.
an ethnic. It's a language. It's an
Yes.
intersectionality of language, of cultures, of class, and they can't explain that. They have to
Yes.
condense it. I gotta compress this so it fits for me,
Right.
so I
And
can
let me
dominate
let
it.
me just interrupt really quick and just to tell the audience now she's not just saying this because you feel like she's pulling it out of her head. She has a degree in sociology, people.
Social justice and human rights.
Social justice.
I
Social
got
justice.
my
Pardon
I
me.
got my bachelor's degree in psychology,
Psychology.
and I got my master's degree in social justice and human rights on purpose because I had to figure out, because being told there's something wrong with you, you're transgender, there's something
Yes.
wrong with you. And I figured, okay, I have to figure out what's going on. I have to figure out what's going on here. And
Right.
when I realized this, going back to, I mean, shaking off race, shake it
Mm-hmm.
off, because race is a it was created by patriarchal, and I have to say that patriarchal systems did this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a system, and they systematically herd them in.
Yeah.
You know what? They're herded into boxes. They're herded onto continents.
Mm-hmm.
You stay there when you're supposed
Yeah.
to migrate. You're supposed to you're supposed to leave the plantation. You leave that paradigm. You leave it.
Yes.
And you take what you know.
And you
So then,
share and you grow and you
right,
expand.
you gotta find it. So
That's
around the
evolution.
right. I believe in the 1800s, I think, late 1800s, early 1900s, when Sigmund Freud gets in the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freud I mean, as a psychoanalyst, is annihilating things. He's splitting these things up because he was trying to treat schizophrenia.
Yeah.
He said, there's something missing here. You have other doctors who are not marrying psychology and science, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have epigenetics going on, as there's an ethnic cleansing on the other side of the world. Americans here have been herded.
Mm-hmm.
They've been herded here. So they're like, well, I have to explain this. What is this? I'm going to go travel the world and try to. What is this two spirit stuff? What is this third gender stuff? What is this? What's matriarchal? What is this? This is a defect. Women leading? This is feminine? Men? Masculine? Women? This is a defect. This,
Mm-hmm.
this if the father is the head of the house, this is a problem. When it was a partnership that the
Right.
mother led, because she's the one that's carrying, and it's
Right.
an exchange. So then I'm making up transgender. What the fuck is that? What the, you mean we're exchanging feminine mass? You mean the unbinaried, the
Yeah.
non-binaried?
I know.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what you mean. They have left your paradigm. They've left your plantation, and they realize you have to have all of these things together. It's a
Yeah.
marriage, mind, body, spirit, and you can't comprehend mind
Mm-hmm.
if you have no spirit. You can't comprehend spirit if you don't have the body. So now you're all just trying to figure out what's going on here. In the meantime, we're in controlled opposition and we're fighting on the plantation
Yep.
as they're stealing our resources.
Yep.
When,
You got
when,
it.
right, when we were supposed to, when we are literally, our children are gifts. And it's our job to not hit them with phobia, but to embrace sexuality. Not hit that.
That part.
I don't want to go off into a tangent, but I'm gonna just leave it right there. But the DSM-5 was the beginning of the end, and the
Yeah.
DSM-5 is what's used to treat psychiatric. That is a problem.
Yeah.
The DSM-5 is a problem because they're always missing something. Where's trauma at? You're negating trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and when you tie trauma to psychology, then you're going to find something. Oh shit, that's a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, we have a
Right.
problem here. When trauma meets psychology, the only way to fix it is spirit.
Spirit. Spirit. Yep.
And they're trying to prove spirit. You can't prove spirit if you lack the mind.
That
If you
part.
lack the body, you're not connected. And it's
You're not.
our job to connect those things.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
our job to study and find those things to heal. Healing does not have to be linear, it
No.
does have to be progressive.
Yeah. And it's holistic, and people
All
don't
of it.
understand. It's all
All of it.
encompassing. You can't. And this is one of the things that, as an educator, teaching the nursing students and just students in general, that I try to get them to grasp. It's like, yes, you have this person who has this diagnosis, But what else is going on?
We
What else?
forget what's happening at home.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then, okay, home is fine. What's happening in your community then?
Yes.
All right, so my community is great. What's going on in the planet then?
Mm-hmm.
And this means the economy. This means your government. What is going on then? It's
Mm-hmm.
three.
Yeah.
It's the big three.
Mm-hmm.
Home, where you're being taught how much money you make, because that's in the world too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You have to have those things in balance.
Mm-hmm.
You can't commit socioeconomic violence against the people. Then you hit them with violent trauma.
Yep.
Then you suppress them.
Put it away. We're not dealing with that right now.
What?
It doesn't matter right now. We got this in front of us.
That's a cauldron. That's a cauldron. You
Yeah.
have trapped somebody in a cauldron
Ready
and
to
you're
just
cooking them alive.
explode. And when they explode, we're like, how did this happen?
Then on one end, you have violent criminals who are going into churches because they're trying to kill spirit that they don't understand.
Yep.
You don't understand spirit because you've always had fire. You have no water and you have no air.
Yep. There's no balance there, like you said. You
There's
have to
no
have that
balance.
balance.
And I learned this through going to school, returning to indigenous practices, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Returning, going back to my ancestors, learning lessons from my ancestors, from the martyrs,
Mm-hmm.
from our community, from the earth around us. It's a water cycle. Our entire body is based on an indigenous, ethnic, a practice of evolution is a water cycle,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you have, it's a great example as the big three. It's really easy to break it down that way because everyone loves the big three, right?
Everything.
Big three, big three, big three. Here's what you do. If you have a fire sun, right, that's raining down on a
Right.
fire moon, on an earth, you're gonna burn it.
Going to burn it.
You're gonna burn it. But if you have a water sun and a fiery moon,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have maybe earth or air underneath, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
what do you get? You get vapor. You
Vapor.
get vapor. And I realized this too by returning to my ancestral ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I was raised a Christian.
Okay.
And I've realized that it was because of fiery patriarchs
Mm-hmm.
that perverted the message of Christ. How do we glorify a cross?
Yeah.
What
Are you
what
still
are you doing?
practicing Christianity?
I was raised apostolic. Thank God I was. How in the world do you glorify the slaughter but not the resurrection? You- what are you doing? What are you doing? What have you done?
Mm-mm.
How do we celebrate the birth? Just Easter, but not the Pentecost. When he came back. That was the whole point. The
You know,
point was to leave it. It's done.
it's
And
done.
we're wearing crosses with that represent millions,
Mm.
millions of our ancestors all around the world that were slaughtered and put on a cross. When he got off the cross to show you something, this is not the end.
No,
This is not your end. That's
no.
what it has to be. And I realized this based on indigenous, by watching the water cycle
Mm-hmm.
and watching the rainbow, how I learned it. When you heat water from above
Right.
and the earth catches it, it releases it back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cycle of four elements heated by the sun and the moon, going in a cycle over and over again. But they're
Mm-hmm.
being heated and cooled by the same, and they're in a constant balance.
Mm-hmm.
Heating and cooling. I'm gonna rain down some water on you, like, come on, daddy, rain
Mm-hmm.
down on me. Come on, mama, give it to me. And they're going to release it. And the closest we could ever be is skin to skin. So here's what I learned, putting this all together,
Right.
right? In the beginning was the word. And we believe that the word is a spirit.
Yeah.
That's what we're taught. It's a spirit, it's air,
It's air.
right? And the word was with God. So we believe that it's water and air.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
People,
H2O. That's
we've forgotten about that piece, right? Because
yep.
we man-made everything that could not be explained easily.
And because
Because
it can't be explained easily, throw it away.
just let's
Because
throw it away.
remember, they had no spirit. It was intentional. I'm getting there. So then you have it. What they couldn't touch. Like, we I'm trying to touch you.
Mhm.
Hello? I can't touch you. This water or air, I gotta get closer to you, babe. I gotta
Right.
get closer to you. Huh? Daddy's on top. We keep doing this thing. I'm trying to get close to you. And we're in chaos, right?
Chaos.
Now,
Yep.
they say this is in the Big Bang, right? Within the first 20 minutes of life, of the universe, everything that was ever needed and ever going to exist was there.
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes, boom, it's there.
Yep.
Everything. So
You
they're
got
like, well, what else? Let there be light.
it. Mm-hmm.
And there was light, right? Light
Mm-hmm.
expelled. Well, now I can't get close to you. It's too bright in here. Like,
That part.
well, now we're married. Now I still can't touch you. We're living in the light. All right. Then they say, I have another idea. What you got? What you got, babe? I'm going to split myself.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to become the sun and the moon.
Yep.
Okay, we're close. Not close enough, though. Not close enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bet. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something like this. We're going to make a place. We're going to split each other again. You split me, I split you. All right? Then what? Then what are we going to do? Then what are we going to do? You, my feminine form, the mother,
Mm-hmm.
the mother, where all life begins in the water and the air, the love of my life. You're going to split yourself into water and air for me. And I'm going to watch over you forever. I'm going to split myself into fire and earth.
Yep.
Bam! Well, now we have elements. We're here. Hello. I still can't touch you though.
Right.
Let's do something else. Let's split into four forms. Four.
Okay.
Man, woman, male, female. We're going to split and we're going to be balanced.
Yeah.
And when I touch you, we're going to meet in the air. And what is air? The very air in your lungs.
Mm-hmm. What you breathe.
Spirit. And as close as you can ever get is skin to skin, touching this, touching the earth. And guess what? They can do this for eternity. And
Mm.
what was the sacrifice? For love. They split themselves to come back together again for love.
Mm-hmm.
Then they said, we're going some kids. We can have kids now.
Yeah, we
We
got
can
some
do
things
this,
to do.
baby. All right. We're gonna throw them into the sky. And we're gonna stars forever. So that when we have our kids, they can come on up here and we can all live together. We're gonna make some planets, huh? Big brother here. And we can move through there over because of course during this whole entire time, they're making planets, getting closer and closer.
Mm.
As close as they could get. And where we are, we're the third planet from the sun.
Done. Yep.
Perfect temperature. This is just right.
Mm-hmm.
We got it now. And we're always moving.
Always.
Always moving. And we're going
Mm-hmm.
to bring all of our family with us wherever we go.
Yep.
Because we're all doing this together because we're one big happy family. It was mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
It's always two. So we can't glorify the sacrifice without completing the cross. It's an
Yep.
ankh. You gotta,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Phenomenal.
life. It always goes in cycles, and they split themselves into 12 places. So
Mm-hmm.
we can do this forever. And then our kids can do this forever because we love them forever. And we're going to do this forever. So everyone knows. And
Mm-hmm.
it's our job as in the water cycle to migrate and to
Yes.
spread knowledge intersectionally and
Mm-hmm.
spread our gifts and our teaching and what we know and what we share. Because how will I know
Yep.
who you are and what you see if you don't tell me? How will I know if you don't ask? And what's the closest way a spirit can get to know spirit? You talk
You
to
talk.
them.
You talk to them. You talk. You
You
talk.
talk to them. Sit
You
down
don't
with
go
them.
and
Feed them.
dominate. You don't go and dominate and steal and pill it. And you talk. You have engaging conversation to learn what
Absolutely.
you do, what I do. Now, how can we marry the two? Should we marry the two?
Hell
Right?
yeah. Hell yeah. And here's what the issue is, and I'm going to talk about this in my life, and I may get blocked for it because TikTok has been on my ass. I've been doing this for. I started my activism in 2007. They've been on my ass. Now, here's what the problem is. Here is the original sin because here's what we believe, right? At the end of our Bible, right? After you get the baptism of fire, right? And you're
Mhm.
balanced now, right? You can speak in tongues. You can speak. The mountain will move for you. That's power once your cycle's done,
That's just like those done.
right? Because I believe that we're in a washing machine, right?
Mm.
It's like a washing machine. You go through the cycle, you spin around a little bit, then you go to the dryer. Oh, you're done? Come on out. Let me hang you. You're done now. That's it. Go do. You did your chores, hon. Your chores are done. Why are you here? Go play. You're never going to have to come back to this washer. You're done. It's done for you. We're done.
Mhm.
We're gonna get it done. And we are born with a white robe. And here I'm gonna tear men apart for this, for telling this
Uh-oh.
bold-faced lie from the patriarchs. And the Garden of Eden, right?
Mhm.
And it's done on purpose. I love how our ancestors bibliomancy, because the Bible's a book of they took stones from us, not our
Yep.
power. That's in our
Mhm.
mouth. It's in our
Yep.
hands. They don't have that. They can't listen,
They've tried.
they can't do that.
They've
We got
tried.
that. We got the power here, right?
Mhm.
In our dance, huh? Our
Yeah.
ancestors have never left us. Never
Nope.
left us. So in the beginning, right? There's the word. Now they're in the garden. Man, woman, male, and female, right? Male and female, the images are there because it's their parents.
Yep.
They're there. They wanted to be left alone.
Check that
That's
out.
why they hit them with scales. You don't need to see this. We're finally here. Do what you do in your part. I'm going to do what I do with your mother and mind your business. Huh?
Mhm.
You'll never see us. You'll never see us because we're in the air. You'll never see us. That was the point.
Yep.
All of a sudden, man looks at a woman and says, I want to have relations with you. She says, not tonight. Not tonight. Don't you see? Honey, I'm
Mhm.
busy.
I'm
Man,
busy.
I'm gonna say, honey, I'm getting my nails done. Don't you see? I'm watching Roku TV. I'm watching Dr. Diana. I'm watching Dr. Diana's podcast. And here you come, trying to interrupt. Now remember something. There are planets up there. There are stars up there already that have done this.
Mhm.
Honey, we're not new.
No.
We're late. We're
Mhm.
late in this cycle. Okay? They're already up there. Adam says to this God, he says, listen, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to put her to sleep and give me two of her ribs. Who was the one that did it? Who he was supposed to resist? Who they call Satan.
Saints.
Lucifer was his father, testing him. I told you to protect her. You're supposed to resist, right?
Bad luck.
Here's the tree of knowledge. Here's what you can do. He takes the rib from her. There's a little magic with it. Makes her submit. She wakes up and says, "What have you done to me?" Submit. Boom, hit her. What? I own you now. Everything in here I made.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't. Yes, I did. And then wipes her memories. Yes, it is. So then the mother comes, who they call Lilith, right? The
Right.
partner of
Mm-hmm.
Lucifer Morningstar. The mom, what have you done? I rule over you too, Mom. First of all, no, the fuck you don't. I outrank you. So she called, I gotta go, Daddy. I gotta go. Because we can't be close anymore. We're missing something. We're
Mm-hmm.
missing something. We need four. We're missing something. The balance is off.
Mm-hmm.
The sin of Adam was arrogance. So then we believe that we're born
Mm-hmm.
to serve man when that wasn't the case, right?
Right.
That wasn't the case. So we believe that we're born with the sin of Adam, not ours. It's his. You did this to me. And now
Mm-hmm.
what parents are supposed to do is to wash that clean. It's called a generational curse for a reason.
Yeah.
You can't curse your children. They're bisexual. You don't strike the stone. You speak to it to understand it. This isn't an affliction.
Right.
This isn't a. Where'd I learn this from?
You're
Because
afflicted with being gay.
why would God set you up like that?
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
mankind would
Mm-hmm.
to dominate over an
Yeah.
entire planet. I'm gonna phobia you. I'm gonna race class you. I'm gonna make you submit when it was supposed to be a protector and a watcher.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch you now, protect me. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
watch you now, protect me, watch, watch, watch. And we're protecting each other.
Yep.
The moon will not smite me, nor the sun by my name. You're not gonna be smote then, because we're balanced. And now
Mm-hmm.
we're being taught that, oh, astrology's work, the work of the devil. It's the work of, that homosexual, that demon. And they're wondering why those curses are rebounding. Because a house divided cannot stand. You
Nope.
can't fire a spirit at somebody and then think it's gonna work. No, it doesn't. It'll rebound on you every time. It was love the entire time. So as Lilith has fled, she said, well, uh-uh, we're gonna try this again. So then they have Cain and Abel. What does Cain do? Murders him. Boop. Because I want his birthright. Have you lost your mind?
Yep.
Murder. And then God says, I hear, and they don't understand this. I hear your brother's blood crying out for me. Because iron sharpens iron. You took iron and a stone and smote your brother when that was not your right. The iron sharpens iron, and they think that it's a chastisement. I'm gonna whip you into shape. That's not true. That was not the design. That was never the purpose of it. That was
Nope.
never the purpose. Iron was supposed to be used to build up things. Scaffolding, build up a temple, build up houses to make your wood stronger, build swords to defend yourself, not to
Mm-hmm.
cut down your brother. Because when you do that, you're in violation of nature and you are fractured, that you have freed a spirit. Because the iron in the blood is stronger than the iron of a bullet, the iron of a sword, the iron of a bomb. And when you bomb your brother, when you slaughter your brother, you have cut the iron in their flesh. That's stronger. That's carrying millions of years of ancestry and stories. Because
Mm-hmm.
hemoglobin carries oxygen
Yep.
throughout it's a language they're talking. It's in your DNA. It's a ladder. They're talking to each other. It's a dance that they're doing. And you want to sever it?
Yeah.
Of course there's You release something now. You took iron to smote your brother when you're supposed to defend.
Offended.
Go kill go go kill an antelope. Go go get that antelope and feed your family with it. Don't cut down your family with it.
No.
Iron sharpens iron. So that's a homosexual demon. That's a faggot spirit. That you are lustful. Modesty was not for us. It was for them.
Mm-mm.
How do you temper that? How do you temper all the heat in you? Love.
Yeah.
You love your brother like you love yourself. You have wisdom. You get knowledge. You get faithfulness. Huh?
Hmm.
You you use the fruits to get the gifts, not the gifts you have to get the fruit.
Right.
That don't
Right.
make sense. It's
It,
agape love, unconditional love for a reason. Adam did not have agape love for his wife. And because of that, you don't have that love for your brother. Because of that, you don't love your sister. Because of that, you don't love folks that don't look like you. They don't talk like you. They don't sound like you. They don't play the same
mhm.
music as you. You're the problem.
See,
You're the
and
problem.
no one wants to see that they're the problem. Because God forbid I be the problem. I'm all
Not
in
me.
all. I am not me. It's not me. I'm not the problem.
What you mean? So then you come down the line, right? So then they say, well, I'm going to try it again. There's only one dove,
Mm,
one raven, a raven that can consume death and move between realms, a dove that can bring fire and peace back, and because it's their parents going back and forth, because it was supposed to be two.
it's supposed
Hello,
to.
it was supposed to be a pair.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
supposed to be
And it didn't say how the pair were. It just said it's supposed to be a pair.
a pair. It was supposed to be. So then there's a flood that I gotta wipe this out because now you have angels mixing with humans and it's too close. They're of
Mm,
the same spirit. I'm hiding in them. I'm trying to hide from your brother who's trying to take me. I'm fleeing. So then the father says, let me wipe this shit out. Fuck this. I'm wiping this out. I'm gonna go deal with our unruly children. You got and you use Greek without. I'm gonna go deal with Aries. Let me go deal with Aries. Adam. Let me go deal with his ass because he's mixing blood. And that's
mm,
not gonna work. Because the iron also sharpens iron in the womb.
mm.
It sharpens in the causing cancer, causing sunburn, causing mental defects. Because the iron's too close. Oh, we're gonna get that because the iron's too close. And here's how it got too close. There's a great flood. A raven came and told him, Noah, I'm wiping this shit out. I'm your mother. I'm wiping this shit the fuck out. I have to go find your father. We gotta mate again and wipe it clean. Cain killed Abel. Now I only got 3 kids. I'm supposed to have 4. I gotta figure it out. Look, I gotta go talk to your dad. So then the flood happens. And the flood caused the earth to open up because they were boiling them a lot. They had to be boiled. Drown. What? Because it's a cycle. You're
Mhm.
just in a pot. You're in a pot. You're in a soup. You're until you're ready to get cooked and take it out. You're in a
Right.
pot. You know when you cook food and how and how the if it's not at the right temp, some things cook too early and it rises to the top, and now things are unprepared. They're undercooked, overcooked.
Right.
Let me go deal with Aries, please, because he took Aphrodite, my handmaiden, and I can't do this. Let me go do this again because I'm your mother, and you took me. I had to leave. It's not love and war. It's wisdom. War and wisdom, not love and war. It's love and wisdom. War and wisdom. So then a dove comes back. Noah makes his first mistake and curses the raven. So now she can't come back. What the fuck? I just talked to him. I told him take 2 on purpose. Because I'm trying to recreate myself to become the 4th and then leave. So I can get
Mm.
back to your dad. Because it's about 4 elements in balance between life and death.
I'm telling you.
He blasphemes the raven. So then Noah's celebrating. Oh
Hmm.
shit. The fool gets drunk on the watch. He was the watcher. What does Ham do? The curse of Ham. Because Noah had three sons: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Right?
Yeah.
That's an order. Shem,
Mm-hmm.
Ham, Japheth. And we believe in the apostolic faith, the one that is seen, the one who is unseen, the one that's within. Because the one that's within is the union of mother and father, all of it. The lawful union.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you
I,
what they did. Let me tell you what they did. Noah's slow ass is asleep,
ah,
drunk, passed out. And the order's
woo.
fine. Ham sends his daughter and his granddaughter in the house. I want you to take your grandfather because I want my birthright now. I don't want to be the third born. I want my birthright. I want to lead the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lead evolution, damn it. I'm the one. It's me. When there's a reason why he was last. Because the first is, come on, somebody. Because the first is the last, and the last shall be first. First, inner, outer, last. Honey, it was yours. I needed you to be last. To exalt you, fool. So now here's the sin. The abomination that causes desolation. He was raped, he was castrated, and it was incest.
Mm-hmm.
So here, rip, rest in peace. Rape, incest, pedophilia. A father, a grandfather took a daughter and a granddaughter. That's the sin of Adam. So then, now Adam, Noah is pissed. What have you done? I am your father, fool. I'm trying to get, because it says that Noah was quickened. What have you done? I'm trying to get back to your mother. Because remember, where was Noah's wife? Gone.
On.
Gone. He needed her. So now here we go. The order's changed. So now Ham tells the firstborn, tells secondborn, tells Shem, your dad's naked. I took him, and guess what? I castrated him. Now what? Doesn't that sound familiar like Zeus? Doesn't that sound Chrono? It sounds familiar, doesn't it? What? I gotta cover up my dad, man. What have you done? He covers his father. Japheth, the middle, had not seen anything. So here's how the order goes. The seen who saw his father's nakedness was Shem. No. Cover this up. Japheth was the unseen.
Yeah.
Ham was within. Why? Because he had an unlawful union of mind, body, spirit, and polluted it. Ham. Ham was the order, because when they hear this shit, I know I'm gonna get some inboxes. I'm gonna get it because I've been
You
saying this
might
on
get
my
some inboxes for
I've been
this.
getting blocked on TikTok for the past probably a year. They suppress my live every time because I make Christians mad about this. So then he says, I'm gonna try this again. This time I'm gonna send my spirit away. And I'm gonna send it to where? Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah sends Philip, go down there and baptize them in water. When I come back to you, I'm going to give them fire. Because Isaiah was the prophet that prophesied the coming of Jesus. I'm going to do this. You baptize them in water. When I send for you, I'm going to send fire down there. Right? No, he said fire first. He said them fire first. I'm going to send someone else to baptize you in water. Wait for me. So she already had spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit was already there. They were waiting for water. Now, here comes David.
You
Huh?
got a whole list going.
Now, Jacob has clung to the angel. Jacob has taken angel blood
Mm.
because Jacob's ladder is a DNA sequence.
Yep.
And what did Jacob do? I'm not going to turn you loose till you bless me. All right, take this spirit and go. Bet. So now Jacob is baptized in fire. Jacob gets fire. Got the spirit of God on him. Oh, shit. And now Jacob was the last. I got it. He's prophesying. He's dreaming. He's calling plagues. He's calling thunder. You had Elijah you had prophets who are doing this dance. It was a lawful union. What Elijah was being given what? Being fed by a raven. Meat and
Mhm.
bread. They were talking to each other. I say they're talking to each other. And this the whole time the raven, the Lilith, is being cursed by the patriarchs. They're blaspheming her. She's Lilith too. She's coming to steal your babies because Adam, the sin of Adam's still there because it's sexual sin.
Mhm.
Now here comes David, son of Jesse, because Jesse did it right, lived right. They're in peace, living right. David sees Uriah the Hittite.
Yep.
Uriah means the light of God because guess where she was hiding? It's a third gender. Guess where she was hot? In Uriah the Hittite. So then she
Wow.
had to move. So then David sees Bathsheba naked because lust filled him. God said, do not touch my handmaiden because that was his wife. I'm waiting for her and Uriah, the light of God, to meet the water so I can get my wife. I need a fourth son, a
Mm.
third gender. I need a new hermaphrodite to split this up again. Hello? David says, fuck that, I'm the king. Has Uriah put on the front line, kills him.
Mhm.
So now here's how the order goes. David was the one that was seen. Uriah the Hittite was the one that was covered. Bathsheba had the womb.
Mhm. Bathsheba.
So then what happens? David, God comes through a cloud because they speak through a cloud. When light hits, when it's in balance, they can talk. They talk through rain, they talk through light. Hello? The rainbow's been perverted. No, it wasn't. It
No.
was a sacrifice of love to hide from you. Because you can't understand all these colors. We can. Right?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I love you because you give a different perspective on the shit we've been taught and
Right?
indoctrinated with for all these years. Because I grew up in a Catholic school. I've been to Catholic school
Mhm.
from time I could walk in daycare all the way through high school. So I've learned
But
Catholicism.
surprisingly, had the patriarchs paid attention,
Mm,
they were onto something because they're closer to the matriarchy than we are, than the black church was.
yes.
Because it's Hail Mary full of grace. They knew it was the divine mother that needed it. But the
Mm-hmm.
patriarchs had no right to form a church.
Mm,
They were not supposed to do that because they had the secret. Oh, I'm going to get there.
mm.
They're about to tear my ass up. I don't care. They can do whatever they want to do to me. So then you have Solomon because I'm a messianic Jew through Ethiopia, the house of Solomon, and the Queen of Sheba.
Mhm.
I'm their descendant. I cannot wait to hear that. That's not true. You're not a homosexual. I'm third gender. Watch your mouth. Third gender and two spirits, fold a five-fold ministry for. We'll get there. So then, so then David, a cloud, they say, a cloud of witnesses, the same cloud that hit Moses on the Mount Sinai, the burning bush that was consumed with fire, but it was not burned, was the spirit. Hello?
Mhm.
It was full of water. It was
Yeah.
full of water. It could not burn.
Yep.
That was the point. I'm showing you the water cycle. Moses says, I got it. I know what you're saying. Who should I tell them sent it? Tell them I am sent you. I am who? Just tell them that I am sent you. Just say
Mm-hmm.
that. Because I am the spirit. I am what I say I am. Hello, it's an incantation.
You got me falling apart over here.
It's an incantation from the mother. I need your father. Hello? He'll know who sent you. Tell him that
Mm-hmm.
I am sent you. Tell daddy, say I am sent you with this fire on you. Because my fire and desire. He'll find me. He'll find me.
Ah,
So then
you
the
know,
Queen of Sheba, right? Because David was hit with a cloud. David, I will make you the king, but you will not get the glory. And what was the glory? The spirit. I'm not going to give you power. You will have riches untold, but you will never get this glory back. This will die with you.
mm-hmm.
And it did. I'm going to give it because my light is in Solomon, right? So then here comes Solomon, the wisest one. And I used to sleep with the Bible underneath my pillow
Mm.
because my pastor said that the words would leave the pages and go into my head. And I used to have dreams and visions when I was a kid, dreams and visions. And we
Mm.
believe in speaking in tongues. We believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
And the fivefold is having mind, body, and spirit that is united with Christ. That means having the blood, and fruits of your. So then here comes Solomon, my paternal ancestor. Here he is, wisest man ever. God said, "What do you want from me? I want wisdom and knowledge that I may judge your people righteously. I'll make you a judge and a king. I see, because my light's in you. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna bring someone here for you to meet. She has questions for you. She has water. She needs fire.
Mm-hmm.
Him being a fool, taken by her beauty because she was third gender, taken by her beauty. And they say that the Queen of Sheba had the legs of a hare, that she came from fairies. And yes, in Eastern, that she was a magical princess because it was her mother. It was his mother. Now here she comes, right? Now David's first miraculous judgment was the two women that come, right? Two women. And the mother says, this lady took my son. A woman had stolen her son. This woman took my son. And Solomon says, well, I'll figure out who the mother is. Bring me a sword. I'm going to cut this baby in half. I'll give you one half and you one half. Because the woman has stolen her son for a birthright.
Mm-hmm.
It was her firstborn son.
Yeah.
And how Adam's law went was that the firstborn son got all the. So she stole him and replaced him. He said, this is my son, my only son. I only have one. She stole my son. The woman says, fine, cut the baby in half. The true mother says, no, let her have him. Solomon said, this is the mother. Why? Because no mother, no parent would ever inflict pain or cause the suffering of their child.
Mm-hmm.
I will give up my life first before I let my child die. Because that's of a mother and of a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
The Queen of Sheba hears this. The Queen of Sheba, because Lilith, the mother, knew my son is right. My husband's there. Let me get baptized so I can go to my form and leave and do balance because they were balanced.
Mm-hmm.
What did Solomon do? Get her drunk and takes her. What
Mm-hmm.
happens? The spirit has to leave her. I, what have you done? Now the blood has to leave her. What have you done? That is your sister.
No.
That's your sister. So now here's the sin of Adam. David took a mother, took his mother. Solomon took his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one more time. Menelik the first. both a king and a eunuch. A thrice blessed eunuch. From man, from heaven,
Yep.
from birth. I gotta protect him this time. Now that's where I come from. The Queen of Sheba, the House of Sheba. I'm the direct ancestor of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon, not the House of David. So then he says, all right, a profitable line. What did they do? They killed the lion immediately. He says,
Yep.
God damn it. I gotta do something else about this Adam. I'm tired of Adam. I am tired of Adam. New Testament time. Time for a New Testament. It's time for a New Testament. I'm about to give you a son now. I'm gonna give you a son. A man. Just like you. How about that? This time I'm gonna split them in two. But not the way they thought. So now here comes Mary, the mother of Jesus. Mary was no older than 11, 12 years old. Because Mary had the gift in her. Now here's what's going on in the 4th century BC, I believe. Seen, unseen, seen. Now here we go. The pattern now. David was seen, Uriah unseen, Bathsheba had the one within. So now you have King Solomon who was seen, Menelik
Mm-hmm.
who was unseen. The Queen of Sheba had the womb within her. Move it up. The final straw. Here's where we apostolics come in. The Essenes. Apostolics were Essenes. And Jesus and John the Baptist were Essenes. But Jesus, a Palestinian Jew, by the way. Let's just get that out of the way. A Palestinian Ethiopian Jew. Let's do that. His mother was from Galilee, from the house of Solomon, an ethnic group. I'm waiting for the floodgates. I dare you to come. Blaspheme the spirit if you want to. So then,
They're not ready.
Mary says, and the Bible says this in key wording. The Lord came upon her. Because the Pharisees and the Sadducees were the priests. Because remember something, it's based through the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
And through Shem, they were the Sadducees. They were Judeans. They were Judeans. The Levites were the unseen from Japheth. Where was Ham at? Ham was far away.
Ah.
They had to separate Ham. Remember, the first shall be last.
Yep.
Ham's descendants, the curse of Canaan, they were in Canaan. And they were blessed as fuck in Canaan too. They were told to stay in Canaan for a reason. Now Mary is there. Elizabeth is there, right? Elizabeth and Mary are first cousins. And Elizabeth was older than her. Here we go. Joseph had lost his first wife. She died. He already had 2 kids. He was done. Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a little girl and was taken by a priest.
Mm-hmm.
A, a wolf in sheep's clothing, parading as a lion, overtook a lamb when he was supposed to guide her because Mary had the womb. The uniting of houses.
Yep.
The house of Solomon was in her. Judah and Levite were in her through descendancy, and it was lawful because they broke the line up. Thank God that Moses married a Cushite.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God they had to break the line up. It was not supposed to be an ethno state. They had to mix it up. Thank God he made the Cushite. Now hold that story there. Thank God Aaron and Miriam were cursed. Because when Moses married the Cushite, Moses, Aaron the brother, and Miriam the sister cursed Moses the prophet. And what happened? A cloud hit him
Yep.
with leprosy. That is my handmaiden. That is from Ham. I'm trying to break the curse of Canaan.
How's that working out for us?
Wait till you find out the end. Because it's about to cause a lot of shit. A lot of shit. When I say this one here. Because we're getting to the end and it's gonna cause a firestorm. So 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 then Mary, a little girl, was forced. Who's the father? Confess. She was told to say nothing by a
Mhm.
priest. What does that sound like to you? The church, doesn't it? The final
Mhm.
P, pedophilia. He took her by force and was told not to say a word or she'd be cursed. Because what did he have? A wand. A wand. And forced her to submit. Submit. So then Mary says, I can't do this. And then what does God say to pass a spirit on? Because words are spirits. Tell Elizabeth, because Elizabeth was already pregnant.
Mhm.
So John the Baptist could not be corrupted because she was already pregnant. Tell her that she is pregnant with the Messiah. It's her. Because she came from Zachariah and Elizabeth. They were righteous. They were holy.
Mhm.
They loved the Lord. And Joseph took Mary. Now remember something. Joseph waited for her.
Yeah.
Joseph waited for her because she was a little girl. I'm going to wait for you. And remember, Mary was denied. All these places,
Sure.
denied. So here we go. John the Baptist comes. They're going to cause a shitstorm. They are star-crossed lovers. They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be. It was intentional. It was because it made the line pure.
Yeah.
The line will be clean. The wheels washed clean. We're done. The curse is done.
Mm-mm.
Here we go. Here we go. And Jesus says this. I'm going to baptize you in water, John. No, you baptized me in water, John, because it was a balance.
Yeah.
Baptize me in water. I'm going to baptize you in fire. And what happens? A dove appears. This is my beloved son with whom I'm well pleased because they were eunuchs.
Mhm.
There be no more blood atonement, no more wars. We're done here. On the sacrifice of love. It was a mother and a father. And then two, same gender. Now they've broken it. They sacrificed their seed for
Mhm.
love. Now we're done. We're done here. We're done. The curse of Canaan is now broken. We're done. We're done. We have third genders here, and we can redo this all over. The wheels wash clean. What did they do? They behead John the Baptist.
Of course.
Behead him. So then here's what happens. John the Baptist goes up. Got it. I'm got it. I'm gonna wait here for you. I got it. I'm gonna wait. The one that ascends. I got it.
Mm-mm.
Jesus is crying in the Garden of Gethsemane because he realizes something. You have to die. It's you. You have to die now. But not the way you think. Carry all the cosmic wounds. That's why he
Mm.
wept. Not because of the death itself.
Oh.
You have to carry all of the cosmic wounds now.
Mhm.
The sins of your father have to be run through you now because the balance is done. The balance is off because I'm gone now. I'm gone.
Mhm.
That's why he wept. Tears that were like blood. He was weeping for the world around him. Oh my God, all of this has been covered from me.
Yeah.
All the sins were revealed to him. Who his father was, who his mother was. He said, all right, I can do this. Give me 3 years. What did the Essenes do? That Mary Magdalene, the strong tower, has been called a whore.
Yes.
She was the wealthiest
Yeah.
woman of the time.
Call
Her
the whore.
name meant strong tower.
Yeah.
She's a wealthy lesbian. Let's call a spade. A wealthy lesbian.
Oh, they're gonna come after you.
She was wealthy. She was very wealthy. Honey, put them men to shame. That's why they hated her so much. Because she was serving the Lord. He lived in the house of the Essenes, the apostles. He lived there. They dwelled there freely because they sacrificed their narcissism. They broke the curse of phobias and they had no curse of Canaan. That's why she was. Thank you. Because the curse of Canaan was broken in their line.
Yeah.
They were the children of Ham. It was a lawful union. Here's what they do to him. And I cannot wait. You send them to me. You let me see them first. Diana, as Jesus is being led to the cross, the fifth wound of Jesus Christ was that he was raped. They raped him to take his birthright. To take his birthright. And what left him? Because he had not been penetrated. Blood and water. So they stabbed him. Because they did not know that a seed had come out. So they stabbed him. So after 9 hours, I've been here for 9 hours, motherfucker. You told me you were coming. He couldn't touch him. Why? Because had he touched him, his body would have been ablazed. They'd have called him a blasphemer when that was not true. He would have turned to ash and they would have cursed him. When he was the sacrifice, he and John. Here's the order now. Mary was the one that was seen. Mary and Jesus were the ones that were seen. Elizabeth and John were the unseen. They both had it within.
Yeah.
And they severed the line. So then what does Jesus do? He comes back and tells Thomas a story. And when Thomas comes back, he says, what did he say to you? And by the way, and I'll send them to me. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Jesus, brought him back. Mary and Mary brought him back because they used the power of love and green magic to bring him back. Now remember, Jesus walked on water, brought Lazarus back from the dead. Why? He loved Lazarus. And they believed that after 3 days, the spirit leaves the body. He said, nah, we're going to wait for the fourth to prove something to y'all asses. Because I know who's down there. As above, so below, as within. I know who's down there. I'm talking to John. Hey, baby. Send him back up to me. Gotcha. I'm here. Go ahead, Lazarus. And what did he say? Loose him of his grave clothes. Hell is not what they think it is, honey. It's not what they think it is. Oh, it's screaming and hollering. No, honey, only for you. Just for you. Honey, it's paradise down here. I'm chilling. I'm waiting to ascend and come back up there. You're down here. It's hell for you. Honey, we're partying down here. It's a party. We're waiting to get our wings to go up there, but we're chilling. And when we get there, we're all together. It's about it, baby. We're here. Hey, What's good? What's really good? So now here's what happens. He tells Thomas and the apostles because the apostles refused to let women in that Pentecost room. Remember this. Women were not allowed with the men. When here's the problem. Guess who had the water?
Right.
Oh my God. Guess who had it within? Guess who had it within, Diana? Mary and Mary, which is why they were taken. That's why they were taken. They had fire, but no water.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why they could cast out devils. You're not in the same house. You've missed the point.
Mm-hmm.
If you can cast out devils, we're not in the same house. Because anyone would tell you heaven and hell are united. It's a lawful union.
Mm-hmm.
They would tell you it's a lawful union. Duh. And a house divided cannot do what? Stand.
Mm. Yep. House divided
That's
cannot
why you're
stand.
calling Jesus. And you're all right. Let me get to my end here so I can. So then, so then he tells Thomas, when you see both man, woman, male, and female, know that is your father
Mm-hmm.
and your mother.
Mm-hmm.
That is God, the last one. Duh. Thomas told them because they were drunk.
Mm.
The day of Pentecost, they were too drunk. And Jesus said this to them. You're too. Didn't I tell y'all to be sober? I told you to be sober. You can't understand me because you're drunk. And they kept asking him questions. Why do you keep asking me these questions? Had you been sober and of the right mind, you would know this.
Mhm.
Had you not been filled with wine, you would know what I'm telling you. But Thomas knew. Mary knew. He knew it was in Enoch and Tobit and Maccabees and the book of Jubilees. He knew about Judith and Esther. He knew all about the book of Ruth. He
Mhm.
told him because what does Thomas mean in Aramaic? Twin. Because they were exchanging fire and water. So when he came back to on the day of Pentecost, they had no idea what he was talking about. They had not learned to read different languages. Greek, Hebrew, Aramaic. They didn't know that Jesus went to India. Huh? Because they were too afraid to go. He went to India. You
Yep.
thought that he was away for up there all that time, not talking to Ganesha, Amaterasu, huh? Buddha. You think he wasn't talking up? You think he wasn't here? They're all united. He was the one. He had to be. They were wiped out by the patriarchs.
Yeah.
He said, well, how do I get it? What do I do? Here's how you get it. I'm going to give you the gifts if you can find the fruit. Temper them with the fruit. What fruit? What do you mean? Grapes? Apples? The fruit of the spirit. You can't understand me because you're drunk. Huh? Just say this, okay? Love is the greatest commandment of all right? Just tell them that. Because you can't get me. Tell them that love frees them and will wash the robe clean. Unconditional, agape, unmitigated, to break the curse of Adam. And what was the curse of Adam? Rape, incest, pedophilia. And how do you heal it? Embracing your sexuality. You rid phobia by loving them.
Mm-hmm.
You rid disease by marrying amongst them because they have the path, the antigens to fix. It was intentional. There were
Mm-hmm.
multiple species for a reason. They were supposed to migrate and mix. Me be
Yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah.
They were all gonna go up.
I always said the earth has everything. It's a balance, like you said. It's a balance.
Everything's here.
Everything is here. So with every disease that is given to us, there is a counter
You marry
for it.
among them because it cancels it. It cancels it. Boom, done.
Mhm.
Boom, done. And now guess what? Now everyone has all the gifts of the spirit and they all produce fruit. Now everyone's flying. Everyone is turned is they're changing now there's unicorns around. Now there's only one there's only two gatekeepers here that can do this now. The way it should always be. Mother and father hold life and death. The
Yep.
sun and moon are never replaced. They are never replaced and they're
Mhm.
never interfered with. As a water moon raised on a fire moon, it gives us air, the ascendant.
Mhm.
As an earth moon, as an earth sun, and a water moon, it's cooled by the. And now what do we have? Rainbows. We can talk to the light now. Hey, baby.
Yes.
How you doing, Daddy? Because we one that ascended, the one that descends, ascends, and now we're all here together. Boom. An eternal. Now this will never happen again. We're done here. Light and dark is done. So when we get to the end, where we are now, because we're here now. And you
Mhm.
can tell them that I said it. We're at the end here. I am the hermaphrodite, the one with the unbroken line, the lion of the tribe of Judah, through birthright, blood right, and spirit, the direct descendant of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. And that the house of David is dead and collapsing because of incest, child marriages, and all those things. The kings of Europe
Yeah.
stole from my ancestor. I descend from Welsh and Irish ancestry, and they cheated us. James Fifth
Yeah.
and the First took a daughter and a granddaughter.
Mm.
And then what happened? A father takes a sister and a first cousin. Then what happens? A brother takes a sister. The abomination that causes desolation. Because it should not be reduced to one. And
Mm-mm.
because of homophobia, they're not pressing the prostate. Because anybody that went to school would know that. The male gonads are attached to the penis. It fires. You got to get the bullet. Boom. Because if it's not connected, it hits a pelvic floor.
Right.
Hits a floor. So now you're just spreading water. So now there are a bunch of rooms with fish bowls with no fish in them. There's a bunch of water. There's a bunch
Yeah.
of water.
Yeah.
And I was born. My mother my mother was shoved off of a shed when she was a little girl. My grandparents were Air Force, but my mom and my mom was an Air Force brat, and she was the second born.
Mhm.
And her younger brother, they're only 15 years apart, and her brother they're 13 months apart. They're the older brother. And in black culture, the firstborn son, they give the first son back to God. The sacrifice of Abraham. And he went up
Yep.
there. And what happened? I would never make you kill your son. There's a ram in the bush. Go get the ram. This was a test for you. Aries was not supposed to lead. The ram was.
Yep.
Hello. You charging. I'm gonna follow
Mhm.
you. Here we go. So my mom was born, and I'm Gullah Geechee, French Creole, Acadian, a lot of things. But and I discovered this through my ancestry that I only have 127 ancestors. Only
Mm.
127.
Wow.
Because of this. And I'm the breaker. Because I have the only X chromosome. The
Right.
one that's unpolluted, the only untainted one is me. So my
Mhm.
mom has a flattened pelvis. And they never told my mom that she could not conceive. No one told her that. Nobody.
Wow.
Because she wasn't supposed to.
Hmm.
So when my mom gets pregnant in 81 to her first husband, she's the only girl, by the way, because my grandparents gave her an option. Either you
Okay.
get married, go to school, or join the Air Force.
Wow.
You got three options here. You will not leave this house unmarried or uneducated because I come from legacy.
Mhm.
You know, her
Right.
grandmother, my maternal grandmother, they're Levites, and they left the plantation and came to the north. Okay, my maternal grandfather stayed in their family stayed in Houston. My grandfather left. They stayed on the plantation. My mother's family left the plantation. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
And my great grandmother Virginia Clivia Cosin was the I think the third born, and she was 4 years old when they left that plantation. Where her I mean generations were on that plantation, and she was one of 13.
Hmm.
And they had the means, the money, and the skin color. Interracism is a fucked up thing, man. The one in the house, the one in the field, the one in the church,
Yeah.
the one seen unseen. Hey, there it is.
Here it is.
Get up in the house. And they had the women were educated, they were sharp, the men were pimps. Handsome, handsome, dark skinned, beautiful men. They were singers and
Oh,
pimps.
wow.
The women were educated, they were nurses, they were scholars, right?
Mm.
So my mom has this flattened pelvis, right? She gets pregnant. I mean, miraculously, she gets pregnant.
Wow.
And we use these things called we use charts. Because, honey, the apostolics know, okay? On a star chart,
Mhm.
my sister comes. She's the firstborn. Firstborn, firstborn. The firstborn of the secondborn, right? And a miracle child.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom has another one. C-section, of course. Another one in 82. 82, 83. 82, 83. As another one. And my brother and my sister have this thing called a golden yod. It's called the finger of God.
Mhm.
My sister has one.
Yeah.
My brother has two. And they're 13 months, 3 days apart,
Okay.
right? My mom had no intention of having another kid. No intention at all, right? So my mom divorces her first husband because he wasn't good to her. We all have that story. And sometimes we're only doing what we know.
Yes. Yes. That is so true.
We're only
Mhm.
doing
We
what the
don't
fuck
do what we
we
know.
know until we are stopped, man.
Yep.
And love is the absence of judgment,
Yes.
except those that need it. That's the chastisement.
Mhm.
Those that abuse love get chastised. That's the
Yes.
sin, right? So my mom leaves, meets my dad in 91. And my dad comes from the Thomas family, from abolitionists and all them, and they sacrificed a bunch of mulattoes, they called them, from
Yes.
maternal, that they sacrificed. They were on the Mayflower, and they sacrificed their white label to marry among us. And they were abolitionists. And I believe one was a murderer of slave catchers. He was killing slave catchers, not a murderer, a killer of slave catchers. He was rounding up slave catchers. Like, fuck
Wow.
this. It's either them or me.
Me.
And I'm not going no motherfucking where. From judges, lawyers, teachers who were abolitionists in the North.
Mhm.
Because we like to think that the Underground Railroad was just a bunch of black folks. No, it wasn't.
No. No.
It was indigenous Mexicans, First Nations that were not in the blood quantum,
Yep.
Armenian immigrants.
It was
Oh, I'm talking
everybody.
about it. Armenian immigrants, Ashkenazi Jew. Honey, it was a network of safe houses that sacrificed who they were for
Mhm.
humanity.
Yeah.
Because there is no race here. There's only spirit here.
Mhm.
My
Yep.
dad didn't. My dad didn't know that because they were pimps. A fleecing of the flock.
Mhm.
A fleecing of the flock. I said. My mom did not want more kids, and my dad was on drugs at the time. He's been clean for maybe 14 years now, but not, you know. He said, "I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell you." He said, "I only went to jail so I didn't have to pay child support." Now my dad already had two kids. My
Mhm.
mom already had two kids. Here I come in 91, June 24th, 91, at 11:59 a.m. Me on the Susquehanna River at Polyclinic Hospital. Here I come. And my dad took her. I want that to be made clear. My dad took her.
Mm.
Took her. Now, my dad had more kids after this, but I'm the only one, the third of both unions, the only one. And I'm 9 months, 9 years, and 3 days away from my brother and my sister, 9 and 8, respectively.
Mhm.
And 13 months, I believe, there's a number here. I have three jobs. Three. All three fingers of God. And I had a very hard life because no one wanted me
Mhm.
because my mom was taken. And then my dad threw her off a balcony. Threw
Jesus.
her off a balcony. And I had not known what I had in me at the time. But I brought my
Mhm.
mom back to life
Yeah.
by crying and calling for my mom. And had I not found my mother, she would have died.
Wow.
Healed
That's
the
powerful.
downstairs neighbor. And those things were kept from me.
Mm.
And I was passed from house to house because everyone hated me. Oh, that's a faggot. He's not the chosen one. And hearing those conversations, having your grandmother walk past you to get your cousins because they were, you don't,
Mm.
you hate my mom that much because she divorced her first husband, because she was lighter than you and had red hair,
Wow.
because she was also taken by one of your relatives,
Hmm.
like you were, like your mother was.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to heal that. You were supposed to heal that. And you didn't. So
Hmm.
now guess what I'm carrying now? As I'm being sexually assaulted in my house, not even my mother's house, being tossed around as they're building families, it's just me.
Yeah. And just
Being raped,
shuffling you
being
around.
raped by men and women.
Yeah,
This whole time.
shuffling you around.
And I'm watching my great grandmother pray. And had it not been for Virginia Columbia Coast, I would not be here. Because that woman was praying over me. I didn't know what she was doing. As my cousins wanted to go watch TV and play games, I wanted to watch her. And she's from
Hmm.
Acts 2:38. And you believe in him, you'll be perished in John 3:16. And when she died at 92 in 2007, in April, I thought I was going to die with her. I thought I was going to die with her. Because I was sent to military school
Hmm.
over a brother because that was in Saudi Arabia. My mom loved those kids more.
Hmm.
And she hated my father so much that I didn't get to grieve these people that died.
Right.
And she put that enmity in me, that distance between us, and sent me to military school. I was raped. I was raped in military school. I got out of high school. I'm being beaten at home for going to church because I
Wow.
want to go to church, right?
Yeah.
Get my nose punched, broken in the street almost. Being beat up by, as her friends are watching this happen to me. No one saying, say sorry to your mom. Why am I saying sorry? And I'm only being beat up for asking why. Why are you doing this to me?
Right.
What? You're beating me and I'm asking you why.
Yeah.
And you don't see
Yeah.
this? And I'm in church being spiritually abused.
Mm.
As my gifts are being stolen by a pastor. You on the front row. I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm laying hands already. I'm teaching all I can. And you're
Right.
homophobic. You're transphobic. You're the phobic one. And you're stealing my visions, thinking that they're yours. They're not. They're mine. Why am I the only one on the front row? I'm here 6 days a week. Sometimes walking 21 miles to church because my mom stopped feeding me and refused to take me. So I got a job, I'm going to church, and I'm in school. Going to the Air Force, I get gay bashed in Messiah College, getting death threats. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this about? On a full ride. As I'm protesting for Palestine, you got to be fucking crazy. It doesn't matter what you believe.
No.
Not knowing that I was Palestinian. Not knowing that I come from the house of shit. I didn't even know that. Had no idea I was a Messianic Jew. Not a clue. As my grandmother is teaching me about the Nephilim, she is
Hmm.
giving me all the things that my mother can't understand and that my cousins don't want to hear about the Nephilim. I'm
Hmm.
learning this from her mouth. I'm listening and writing these things down. I'm studying to show myself approved because I'm gay. I'm sick. I
Hmm.
have unclean flesh. It's me. I'm the problem.
No.
What's wrong with me? My grandmother thought I was the Antichrist this whole entire time. And one of her son David, she named her son David to be, and did it on purpose. David, D-A-V, beloved, that's the one. That's my promised one. Because I had him late. I was 38 when I had your Uncle David. I was 38. I'm the one. This is the one. This is the one here. I got the light skin. I got the education. I got the house on the hill. It's me. I'm the one that got it. Cursing me and my mother, hating us. I'm being cursed by my mom, my dad, family in the house, cursing the church, being
Yeah.
rejected everywhere. Then I get
Jeez.
raped then I get raped in the Air Force. Then I'm
Right.
raped in the Air Force. Like I am what the fuck? So over the past 4 years, I said I can't do this. I have to figure out what's wrong with me, and I can't drink myself to death.
No. You can't drink yourself
I
to death.
can't smoke
You can't.
myself to death. I
Nope.
can't do this.
No.
I gotta give this back. And how
Hmm.
I did it. So I went to school.
Yes.
And I moved to Tucson because I could not. I got out in 2019. And I was the first trans person of color on that. I was the first. I was being groped as a man and a woman, being sexually assaulted by men and women.
Mm.
As they're laughing at me, you want this? No, I don't.
No.
But
No. Who
you're
wants
taught
it?
not to say no. I can't say no to this because I was told that I'm the problem. I'm the temptation. It's me. You just gotta take it. So over
Mm-mm.
4 years, I said I can't do this anymore. I'm going to therapy. I am trying to marry my degrees because I want to save the world. Damn it!
Mm-hmm.
And my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So after 7 years of experience and my degrees, I said I got to marry this together. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
make a platform.
There you
Teaches
go.
intersectionality, trauma healing,
Yeah.
radical. I mean radical
Mm-hmm.
trauma healing, love, intersectionality, getting ourselves off of that cross and remembering the sacrifice was what the point was. And
Mm-hmm.
how do you heal the sacrifice? You love it out.
Yeah.
You love it out.
Need love.
That's what you
Absolutely.
do. I said, I'll make a promise to y'all. I will not take my life. I said, but you gotta make me secure. And whatever I do not need, I will give away. I will never hurt anyone with ill intention, but I will always defend my motherfucking own. Always.
Mm,
And I
as you
don't eat
should.
meat because until until a crab, because I love fish, until a crab tells me I don't hurt, you can eat me. Then I will do it. But I can't speak to animals. So I don't know that. I don't know that. So I just gave it up. I said, I can't do this. I said, I will never inflict pain on anybody without their consent because, honey,
Mhm.
we like a little pain. But I've been hurt without my
Mhm.
consent. I
Yes.
will never do anything without consent. And I will do this right. I'll do it
Mhm.
right. All of my gifts belong to you, my ancestors, the martyrs.
Yes.
And I will try to do everything I can to save the fucking living. You just make sure that you make me secure. So I wrote a book. I'm trying to do a tour called The People Made of Iron. With comedy, love, all of that shit. I do shows for free because and I need the money. Don't get me wrong. I've done this all for I had no help from home. I
Hmm.
don't have friends that are just giving me money.
Right.
Whatever I earned. So if I got $50 a week, well, guess what I got to eat? Stretch this shit out. Stretch it out. If
Right.
I made it's just $7 then. That's
That's
it.
what it is.
It is what it is. I'm not begging you for shit. I have to earn it. And
Hmm.
if you are not so compelled to do so, that's it. Either way, I'm because my shit is not for sale. My gifts are not for sale. They belong to them. And whatever they give me, that's what they gave me. So for 4 years, I've been doing this work.
All right.
Teaching it, singing it, writing it, whatever I can to heal it out, because I could not be on meds anymore. I cannot do this. Meds are, you can't do this. Healing does not have to be linear. It does have to be progressive. There
Yes.
has to be an end date.
There has to be. There has to
Like
be.
the cycle ends eventually. It
Hmm.
stops. It stops. The washer's done. The
Hmm.
dryer's done. Hang it up.
Yeah.
Hang it up.
Yeah. Because
Put it
they're
in the
all so
sunlight.
cool.
It's done here. We're done here. Because that robe's for somebody else.
Yeah.
Until everyone's crowned, that's somebody else.
Hmm.
That
And
robe is, you're out of this. Come out of that. Put this crown on. Put this. The Bible says that at the very end, after you get your fire, after you get your water, you've suffered in the earth. Huh? You drank the water. You did it. You did it. Come up here and get your air now. It's time to fly. Get your ass up here. You thought I was playing? Come up here and I'll make you rulers over many. And that means your chart. You have mastered your fucking chart. Now come up here and do it. What was your chart? Let me rearrange you. You overcome the detriments of being a manipulative cancer, and you use manipulation for the best?
Mm-mm.
Come to the house of water, because in my house there are many mansions. Go wherever you want. You thought I was playing. This entire world is for you.
Mm-hmm.
I got mine. And if this is where the line ends, that's it. That's it. I did it right. I know exactly where I'm going. And Shirley sees this. I live my life this way. Shirley Caesar said this when I saw it when I was a kid. I saw this quote,
Yeah.
and I love Shirley Caesar.
Yes, she's
The
a powerhouse.
caravans,
Yeah,
honey,
yeah.
the
The
caravans.
caravans. Yes.
Mahalia Jackson, the Clara Ward singers.
Yes.
Listen, Reverend James Cleveland, the Child Lights. Listen, Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston. Listen to
Right.
me.
The
It's
great.
a marriage of. I'm trying to Frankie Beverly and Maze forever, God damn it. All the time, damn it. I'm doing this thing. It's called a balance. Where do you think they learned to get their fire from? They got the water in church.
Hmm.
It's called fire. They got it up in there. And they returned it. The Staple Singers. The Weight is my favorite song, by the way. But anyway, Shirley Caesar said this. I can't sweeten the entire Atlantic Ocean, but I can get a picture
Okay.
like this,
I get a picture.
and I can sweeten that.
Hmm.
And I want a big fucking picture, God damn it. I want a bowl. I want, if I can just, if this is where it ends, my little 165,000, if this is where it ends, it's done. I did what I was supposed to do because the Bible says this: one can put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000, 165,000 multiplied, huh? 165,000 factorials. That's about a trillion some people. I'm fine. If this is how it ends, you tell them that I did it right. I did it right. And I'll see you when I get there.
Yeah.
I'll see you when I get there. My cycle's done. My heart's clean. I washed my robe. And I washed the robe clean of three. When my great grandmother died, I had a vision, I had a dream. Because we have the gift of dreams and visions, but no one can speak. They
Hmm.
can't speak. They can't sing. You, they can't lay hands. They don't have it. My great grandmother, Virginia Calivia Cosin, she was born April 15, 1915. She died April 12th of 2007, I believe.
Jeez.
Right? She was 92. And she
Wow.
had bone white hair.
Ooh.
I mean, bone white. Long, gorgeous woman. And everyone was wondering about this white hair because not everyone has white hair. And I think I realized why, because they were touched. Those are lessons. They won their wheel. They got their right crown. And I've always wanted white hair. And everyone in my family has always wanted white hair.
Hmm.
Now she had red hair. She was born with red hair. My mother has red hair, brown hair. My grandmother, when I saw her the last time, her hair was coming out as black again.
Hmm.
It was gray, it was patchy, but it was not white. And I also wanted white hair. My mother's trying to get white hair. She can't get it. I started getting white hairs when I was in very young. But when she died, she was 92. And she knew everyone's name, maybe not the year,
Yeah.
but she knew everyone's name by face. And there
Ooh.
were thousands of folks that came from all over the world to see her when she
Bless
went off.
them.
She was an overseer of the apostolic church. You know how big it is to be an overseer?
Ooh.
As a woman,
Yes.
when the apostles call a woman to be an overseer, that means she's over a lot of churches.
Hmm.
Because our Bishop Anderson had just died. Bishop Anderson that went on to glory. And she was the overseer until they found a new bishop. You oversee this because that's a praying woman. She has the gifts in her. She has the fivefold in her. She can lay hands. She's raised the dead. She's done this, but she was very quiet about it. Wasn't braggadocious. But everyone wanted to know where she got it from. And this woman would pray for hours, Diana. Hours. Hours.
Wow.
But and it wasn't loud. And sometimes fire would roll out. But she would thank God for the birds and then thank the birds. I'm like, what is she doing? She's thanking God for the plants and then she's thanking the plants. What? She's
Now.
giving fire to water and she's giving fire to she's doing something here. And I would watch her, and the whole house would just shut up. A peace hit the house. Granny must be praying upstairs in that room. All she does is pray. Well, of course she did. Granny Kate was one of 13. She had 9 children and outlived 3 of them.
Wow.
Her youngest son was 15 years from her baby. Put him through college.
Mm,
Her husband died at 46.
mm,
She had
mm.
to got a job. Put her youngest son to University of Southern California. Got him through there, right?
Mhm.
Raised other folks' kids. When she died, I think she had 30-something grandchildren.
Wow.
She had 50-something great-grandchildren and 17 great-great-grandchildren. She was naming them,
Wow.
calling on them,
That's a blessing.
calling on them.
Hmm.
When she had died, I mean, we had to move locations because so many folks went, you mean Sis Payne? You mean Sis Colston? That's Colston Payne. The Levite. The Levite?
Mm.
You mean Sis Payne. Even that was Sis Payne. Not Aunt Virginia. Not Aunt. Do you mean that's Sis Payne? That's Sis. She got so she's the one from on high. That's the one that got it. When she died, my brother, his name is Nathan. I was in military school where I was raped, actually. And my brother Nathan is the kindest Diana I've ever seen in my life.
Hmm.
He is the noblest man in my family. The noblest, kindest I've ever met in my life. My
Hmm.
protector. And my brother knew many things, but did not know a lot either. Because he had his own family.
Right.
He was with his dad. I was
Yeah.
bounced around. My mom saw them. She didn't see me.
Right.
And when my brother found out about a lot of these things, he was very angry. But my mom stopped. Don't do nothing. My mom stopped my protection from a lot of people because she didn't
Hmm.
protect me either. Because she felt guilty about it. You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
They called me and they said, you're going home for an emergency visit. And I did not see my granny before she died. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. I
Hmm.
never wanted to see her that way. I'm glad I didn't.
Right.
I saw her a few visits before. And
Hmm.
she sat up and she said, Zaya, Zaya. Yes, ma'am. Man, it's me. It's me. My brother came with his wife, Nikki, Nicole, and a family friend, and my first cousin, Julian. And I knew immediately what was wrong. And I couldn't, my throat, I couldn't. And let me get my charger. I don't want my phone to die. I'm at 7%. I don't want the phone to die. I charged my phone. I don't know why it's going. Every time I turn around, it's like things are just getting so damn bright in here. The screens are flying out during the. I'm like, what the fuck? So I couldn't talk.
Hmm.
I was crying raw because I knew she had left. I knew it, and I was asking my house parents. I said, What's going on?"
Right.
So we can't tell you that. I said, "She's dead. I know she's gone.
Right.
She's gone." My brother Nathan, because we believe in naming the men after prophets,
Hmm.
after kings and things. So you have my brother Nathan, I was Isaiah. And my brother asked me to name his son. I named him Jeremiah.
Hmm.
I named my I asked my sister to name my brother, her first son, Nigel. I didn't even know what that meant. It means like a cloud warrior.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm the prayer in my family. They call me to pray. I got a new house. Can you call Zora, please? Zora, you gonna bless my house? Yeah, I'll bless your house. From New Mexico, I'm blessing in Pennsylvania. Call up to Pennsylvania. Because I'm in New Mexico, stationed there. Call Zora. She'll pray. So I pray. Every year for New Year's Eve, I prayed over my family. From New Mexico, I prayed. Because New Year's Eve was my favorite holiday, so I can bless my family. I'm the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I was called the priest of my house at 13. You know what I mean? I,
Mm-hmm.
I, I was carrying things. I had to do it.
There you go.
When my brother came, he spoke in my left ear, and he said, I said, Nathan, why are you here? He said, she's gone. I passed out. I thought I had died.
Wow.
That night, I kept going in and out of consciousness, sleep. I just could not stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
And no one understood why. You know, she had, like I said, over 80 something descendants when she died.
Mm-hmm.
Over 80 something descendants. Why am I weeping like this? Inconsolable. And every time my either it was my brother there catching me, or my
Mm-hmm.
sister-in-law catching me. My mother was there the last time, she caught me. The fourth time I had gone in, and I've never lost this dream. Diana, may they take me out. I would never lie. I've never told a lie. I don't need to lie to nobody. We were in a garden, Diana,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never seen such vibrant colors in my life. In my life. And trees. And I mean, this kind of, it was like a fuchsia, like a, and azaleas are my favorite flowers.
Those are pretty.
I love azalea bushes. Azaleas, calivias, I love flowers. And I don't cut them because it makes me feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to,
Yeah.
cut the living. I don't want to cut the living. I don't want them to die. And if you know,
Right.
if you know, probably another, the Buddha said something. If you know what a flower brings fragrance, why would you cut it down?
Right.
And I can imagine when the first flowers blossomed on earth, what the smell was as it carried it all around the world. Just when they first like, hello, I never want to cut it. I don't want to cut it down, you know?
Right. Right.
I remember this. I mean, it was a garden and it was not big. It was like a, but it was green but there's a stone altar there, just regular. And I went to a church where, like, you know, it's grand, the Temple of Solomon and the gold and the glory of the Lord. And
Yeah.
I found God in nature. The glory of light hitting dew, man. That's something. That's divine. That's where God is.
Mm-hmm.
It was never supposed to be in a building. The veil was supposed to be torn on purpose. Everyone has access to this. They just have to earn it. They have to
Mm-hmm.
earn it.
Yeah.
Period. It's
Yeah.
based on what they earn. Once their robe is clean, then they get it. There was a white robe there, Diana, but not the white robe I thought it was. It
Oh.
was like a choir, like terry cloth, like white. And I mean, it had gone through battle.
Hmm.
Battle. You hear me? I mean, battle. And this white robe, boy, all the way up to the neck. It was all white till you got to the neck. And there was a red collar, like a choir robe.
Mm-hmm.
And there were black lines going through it. And I
Wow.
hear this voice say, she left this for you. This is yours. And I knew exactly what it meant. But I didn't know exactly what it meant
Mm-hmm.
until the past few weeks, until the very end. I did not
Wow.
understand it. I told my grandmother, I said, I had the vision, the dream of the robe.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I'm the eyes, ears, and mouth for the Lord in this family. She didn't give you that robe. I said, yes, she did. Yes, she did. When I got to the funeral, I said, that is not my grandmother. And she said, you stand next to me this entire time.
Wow.
Because she knew that if I touched her, if I'd have got to that coffin and I'd have touched Virginia Calivia Costin, I'd have brought that ass back. I'd have brought her back. Because there is no way I would have burned her. She would have turned to ash. Because she had given it to me. The end of the wheel, the end of the line dies here.
Mm-hmm. Here.
I had gotten her robe.
Nice.
And everyone wanted that robe, but no one can speak. And I realized it was speaking in tongues. It was signs and wonders. No one had the signs and wonders. And when you're a 3-year-old queer boy in the 90s, that's the son of a Judean and a Levite. And your grandma says, that's incest. That is incest. You're related.
Mm.
Uh-uh. It's a lawful union. You know who it is. My dad knew who I was too. And why he had more kids. Because I could not be the one.
Mm.
Yes, I was the one. The lawful balances that ended here. This all dies here. The curse of Adam is done here. A grandfather took a daughter and a granddaughter. Then a father took a daughter. And then a brother took a sister. And that dies here because I am the end of the line. It's done here. Whatever is fit to come, I did this shit the fuck right. And I gave all I had. And that was my vow. I will give you everything I have. I will not take my life. And if they come, you let me see them coming so I may rip their eyes out myself.
I tell
It's
you.
on your terms, not theirs. I'll be damned. You will have to kill me, honey. I'm about to whip
Bringing
your
that.
ass. I am the fighter here. I will whoop your ass in all kinds of forms you ever want to. Because I prayed a promise. And I promised. And they have kept everything to me. And if this is the end, being broke as shit, being $45,000 in debt because I was raped, and the military and the VA playing in my face, if this is the end, I will see you when I get there. And you should be very concerned when I do. Because I'm
Mm.
bringing hellfire to you.
Hell
I'm going
yeah.
to bring it to you. They ignore Palestine, Congo, Yemen, the Armenian genocide, Peru, Mexicans, the indigenous First Nations that were not included in the goddamn blood quantum. Huh? They did a slaughter of the Holocaust. Not only 6 million Judean Jews, Ashkenazi Jews, but the Romani,
Yep.
differently able. Black, brown, non-Aryans is an intersectional. Everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Vietnam, Korea. Huh? We're going to ignore Japan. We're really going to ignore China. We're going to ignore Tiananmen. We're going to ignore the martyrs, huh? Huh? We're going to dishonor our ancestors by invoking the same spirit that killed us against them. You better hope I don't get over there. You better pray I don't get over there. But that was not how my story ends. And I believe this. They
Nope.
said you have to see this in the flesh because you won't believe it. So I believe that the gates are open and they will crack open, boom, because everyone was supposed to see it.
Yeah.
Everyone is supposed to see it. And when they earn it, then they get it. You can't steal a birthright. You can't steal somebody's magic. It's a choice. And if your robe is white, you marry among them, and then they'll get it. And
Yeah.
then they'll get it. Because you're killing antigens, pathogens, boom, 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 boom. Guess what? Everyone has magic now.
Oh my gosh. You just like I don't even you I know I am just going to have you come back again. Um because this
Thank
was
you.
like one segment that we covered. Girl, you done took us to the mountain and brought us back there.
I deeply appreciate you. I'm
Mm,
honored to be on your show.
I am honored to
This has been a
have
long time
you.
coming.
It has been. It
Here's
has
my
been.
dream. What I want to do when I win for everybody,
Hmm.
when I win for everybody, what I want to do is I want to buy these abandoned houses, these strip malls and shit. I want to buy them. Then I want to buy them, and then because I own them, not like a program, I want
Yeah.
to do it anonymously, and the owner, they're going to be based on rent, on what you make. So if you make $1,000 a year, guess how much your rent is? 100.
Hmm.
And then here's what happens when you paid it off, right? Because I'll know when you paid it off.
Right.
Because you're gonna go back to school. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pay for that. You're going back to school. You're gonna therapy, holistic medicine. Well,
Yeah.
now your job's done. Who gave this to you?
No,
Nobody. I
nobody.
don't know. So then when banks come, now these strip malls have been converted into affordable housing, but they're I mean these are luxury. I mean these are fucking luxury. You ain't never seen it before. I mean these are units. These are palaces in up in here. Who gave this to you? Where'd you get this from? Who owns this building?
Mm,
I do.
me and only me.
Everybody, every single unit is owned by where their feet are. So now we have first time homeowners. Now you own it. So now there are 34 homeowners in this entire complex, and there's no landlord. They are where their feet are.
Now you know they ain't gonna let you do that.
So now no corporation can come. I want to buy these local chains and then return them to
Hmm.
local people. And then because we own I want to use AI to do this the way it's supposed to be used, right? The AI can rest at night, huh? It's too hot outside. They're out there doing now. They're being fueled by hydrogen, and they're also evaporating because they're cooling themselves off, and they're doing labor that because if technology is not advancing us to reduce labor, we're not doing it right, right? And they rest during the day. And you're partying by night, and you're doing what you want to do because we're doing this together, and all the food's free because I own it. And then guess what else? Guess who else owns it? Everyone here.
Yeah.
And I can leave. And I want to build these centers. And they're circular. I want them to be 3 stories. This is so dumb. It's my dream. As I buy these things back and reclaim them and make them into like affordable. I mean, I want this to be, top, luxury. You hear? And then bring everyone here. Like what? You're homeless. Not anymore.
Mm.
No, 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 not anymore. Put them, everyone has a fucking penthouse. Oh, honey, we're rich. We're rich, rich. There's gold, silver, and gold. Let them have that, honey. Honey. We're wearing iron. Ever see jewelry made of iron that's been turned into rose gold? You don't know what's gold. They're covered in rose gold. God damn, they look fine. I know. As we replenish what you took from us,
That part.
I'm going to put it back, and
That part.
then have these centers. And they're circles. And on the first floor would be gardens and shit. And free produce. Like it's free. Like you need it. You won't believe it. It's like I just got this shit. Like, it's just free? What the fuck did it say? Yeah, it's free. What the, duh. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
And the second floor, I want this to be like a prayer space. Whatever
Oh,
path you follow, man.
nice.
Whether it's Hindu or it's Christianity or you go, honey, go the path that you were chosen to do. Honey,
Yeah.
wash your robe that way. But
Yeah.
we're all doing this together at the same time. And then on the third floor is observatories where we can discuss it. Let's talk about it. There are
Oh.
no pulpits. We're lounging. We're just shooting the shit. We're all looking at the stars together. We're all looking at the stars together forever. And we're learning as
I'm in.
above,
I'm in.
so below, as it is within.
I'm in.
And I want to, from all these fucking dirty ass, I want to buy all of this shit. Now you're out of there. And now people in power, now they're women. Queer folks. Now they're of color. Not only of color, but they're ethnic.
What?
These are because fuck that black. The only thing that's black and white is humanity, and that's it. That's it. It either
Mhm.
is or it
Oh,
ain't. Because we're all of color. What the
thank you.
who the fuck is I've never seen a paper white person in my life. I've
No,
never seen a motherfucker walking around looking like this
that
in my
part.
life.
That part.
Because that's not true. Honey, color, what is that? You mean what tribe am I? Oh,
That
I'm of the Hell's Angel Water Fire Tribe. No shit. Yeah, I'm of the Fire Tribe. Oh shit. Let's get. Oh shit. Ow.
right?
Because there will always be a balance that
Yeah.
fire and fire can meet because there's a water moon above you. Because your parents are here now.
Mhm.
Fire and fire. We'll see how it washes out. Oh, you're the two firebenders and a waterbender? Yes, baby. Yeah. Oh, you came from the air tribe? But I came from the northern air tribe. And my mom is from the Earth Kingdom. Huh? How'd you get wait, your mom is a firebender. Your dad's an earthbender. You're an airbender? That's how fate had it. I'm blowing these bitches away. But I just blew your punk ass away. And now we're doing there is no army here.
That,
Only the watchers where they should be. The mother and the father.
you know,
The
that
avatars are here. We're all watching you together. And we're gonna teach you how to do this together because all of you are gonna go with me. We're all leaving together.
together.
But Earth was supposed to be this paradise forever.
Mhm.
Earth was supposed to be this forever. And that's what we're moving.
Yeah.
We're not stationary.
No.
We're moving this
We're
way, that
constantly
way,
moving.
this way. And the
Good.
only thing that top is velocity over speed in time. And when they're in direct, now all of a sudden time is what? We're locked? Yeah. No one's aging? Yeah. That was the plan, hun.
Yeah.
Zion, that was the plan, my dear.
Yeah.
That was the deal. You're not
That
gonna
was.
age here. No more sickness. You thought I was fucking playing. You thought your mom and dad were playing with you? Why I would never do anything to hurt you.
That was the plan.
My
That was
dream
the
is
plan.
for you to prosper and come up here.
Yeah.
Let them have that. Don't do that down there. Come get this rose gold from me. Put this crown on. Why is it rose gold? It's a transmutation. It's a balance of all of them. It's a permutation. It is the lawful balance. Boom.
Mm-mm.
Go. Go away from me.
Mm-mm.
Go fly somewhere. Don't you have a mansion somewhere in East
Go.
Africa? Don't you
Go.
have a don't you have a place in Japan because we freed, because we avenged the
Hmm.
martyrs of Unit 731?
Yeah.
Because they were released? Because they were released and freed? Because they honey, don't you have cherry blossoms to go plant or something to go make? Don't you have something to do? Get out of my face. Go fly somewhere. Listen. I'll meet you at another planet. I will see you at another realm. There is a nursery. We're everywhere. Honey, go somewhere else. I thought there was a
Oh,
cotton candy planet that has the don't you have some cotton candy? Don't you want to go see cotton candy, people? Huh?
oh,
You've been down here for so long. Go and see what we have for you. You have the sight now
oh.
to see everything.
Mm-mm.
Now, because you're in balance, you can see every color.
Yeah, you know what? That balance is amazing. When you get that clarity, all that shit just opens up, and it's just like
Now you got everything.
you got everything.
Now you can see it. I've
You
been
can
trying to
see
see
it.
the damn northern lights for the past 2 weeks. For some reason, it's so damn bright here. I've been going all over I've been going to A Mountain. I've been trying to see these damn northern lights.
I'm just trying to
Where
see the
are
damn
they? I want
light.
to see what they're seeing too. I've
Yeah,
only
I
seen them
haven't
once
seen
in
them
my
yet.
life.
I haven't seen them yet
I saw them
either.
in Iceland one time. And I want to see them. I want to go to Iceland again. I want to see them myself.
I
I want to
do.
go to the Antarctica. I want to see them myself.
I
I
do
want
too,
the
but it's too
flowers
damn
to bloom
cold.
in Antarctica and wash them out
It's too damn cold.
because that was the plan in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do this together because,
We
like
have to
colors of
do
the
it.
rainbow, it is intersectional and we speak to the light.
Yeah.
I can talk to you. The closest I get is touching you.
Yep.
Spirit to spirit, body to body, fire to fire. It is tempted. It is tempered by love. The
Yes.
greatest of them all.
Yeah. Yep.
That is the command, and that breaks the curse of Adam. I love you, but now you're last. It was supposed to be the earth that leads.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
if they come get me for, I don't give a fuck. You can't whoop me. And I promise you, if it's nobody over there, I got some teachers. I got some educators, community partners over there, some chosen family. I got some airmen over there, some army folks. Huh? I got about at least 1 million Iraqi I got
Yeah.
about at least 1 million from Iraq alone. At least. I got at least a few 8 million from Rwanda. I promise you. I promise you. Honey, I'm
Mm.
going back to cellular ancestry. I promise you. I got you. You don't want no smoke from me. Not from
Yeah.
me. They will check you at the door.
And damn. And on that note, we gonna save some
Thank
for
you so much for
later,
listening.
okay? Because damn, damn, and damn. Okay?
Thank you so much.
What the hell?
They say
Mm,
that when any two get together, I've known you forever. You've known me forever. We just got linked now.
that's it.
It was
Mm-mm.
at this appointed time. We just got here now. That's all.
That's it.
We had to link up.
This is divine time. This is
Divine timing.
divine timing. And we gon'
We going.
we gon' we
Let them
gon'
let them have the scraps. They were
we gon'
overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of their testimony. That's a spirit. That's spirit and water. They're being washed out. Go ahead and take it.
yeah.
You can keep them stones. I promise you.
Go
Keep
ahead
them.
and take it.
I'm out to
So
crush you with what you took from us.
that's
Color.
right.
Honey, the color's back. All
That's it.
light begins in the dark.
Yeah. So if y'all want to follow, and I thoroughly encourage you to follow Indigo Sky Bird. It's
Thank
got
you so much.
Linktree,
Thank
TikTok
you so,
before
so
they
much.
done banned her on TikTok.
Because I got shadow banned, so
She got shadow banned, but it's okay.
it's
Still
all
there.
right.
It's all
It's
right.
all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. I did what I'm
We
supposed to do. I do what I love. I love teaching, making folks feel good, and can't nobody on this planet do what I
nobody
do
can
the way I
take that.
do it.
Nope, nobody can take that
Nope.
from you. So I appreciate you. You know
Thank
I
you
love
so
got
much, Diana.
nothing but love for you, babe.
I love you too. Know that you are
No,
loved.
and just know that I am here. You will be back.
Yes, thank you so much for having me back.
You will be back.
Thank you,
So
Diana.
we just gotta pick another day,
Yes, we do, and I'm here.
another
Whenever you call
time,
me, I'm coming.
and we be doing this again.
We doing this again.
All right,
Thank
because
you,
we're
Diana.
definitely not done,
Mm-mm,
and
mm-mm.
love. Oh, always a gem, always a gem, always a gem. So,
Girl,
guys,
I'm only reflecting you.
I love you. Don't you start making me cry. I'm gonna fight you. Ooh.
Know that you are loved.
Mm.
From the very bottom of your feet to the very soul of, they've always known you. Of course, you are loved. You are loved, Diana, because you love other folks. And sometimes folks need to hear that.
Mm.
You are loved. And well done, thy good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. Now come up here, and I'll make you rulers over many.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And you do it because you love folks. And that
I
you're
do.
forgiven when you forgive yourself. Because it
Mhm.
starts with self. You have to forgive yourself. You
That
owe it to yourself.
that part. That
Period.
period. Period.
Thank you for having me, Diana.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Wow. Okay. I'm just going. You going. We will be here for another 2 hours. It's
I
gonna
know.
get
I'll see you
good.
soon, Diana. Thank you so much. Bye. And know that you are
Yay!
loved.
Mm. Oh, y'all, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Indigo. Though always a pleasure. And I hope there is something that we talked about. Though, I mean, I let the spirit take it wherever, and Zoe has the floor. So if anytime you want to reach out to Indigo Blue Sky, she is definitely available to you. And definitely you guys can see she will show you nothing but love, respect, and honor. Um, and she's always about the truth, always about the truth. And I think today, I hope you got an authentic look on someone else's perspective on love, spirituality, being their authentic self. Because I'm going to tell you, Zora is nobody but nothing but authentic in who she is, who they are, who he is. Because love, as we said, we have to love one another to conquer the evil that is combating what we are. No one has the right to tell us who we are, who we can love. No one has the right to put labels on us. And that's all we are surrounded by, our labels and someone telling us what it is and who we are to be. So, with that, I want to thank you guys for joining in. Thank you to WBI Ubiquity Radio and TV for allowing us the opportunity. Thank you to all those who are listening on all the podcast streaming platforms. And if there is something that we said resonates with you, or if you feel that, hey, I can share this with somebody, it's not my jam, but I know somebody who may need to listen to this, share it. If it's not for you, it's for somebody else. Do your due diligence and share. Costs you nothing. Nothing. Okay. So, with that, I would say take care of yourself and each other and continue to be one with one another and share love. Nothing but. And with that, I bid you all namaste.